Hi guys. Today I'm going to talk about the division of a fraction. Now I feel quite annoyed about the fact that most teachers do not explain why you flip the second fraction, then you time. Now, all they say is that you look at the second fraction and you flip it around to create what they call the reciprocal. And then you time, and then, you know, the job is done. Now, that is very annoying because they don't explain why. It's just pure lazy. Because I think that even the student at year 5 and 6 should be able to understand if the teacher explain why. Okay, so we are going to prove and show how the thing works. So suppose that you have two fraction, and just to make it general for all fraction, we'll just say a over b, and then we divide it by c, yeah, over d. Now, all they tell you is that you take a over b and you time with d over c. And then that's what you do. Now, what I'm going to do is to show you why you do that. Okay, so when you try to divide two numbers, you can represent by a fraction. Now, for example, if you want to divide 6 by 2, that is the same as 6 over 2. And then what you can do is you can simplify. Okay, now if you divide top and bottom all by 2, then you will have 3 over 1. And you know the result is 3. So division and fraction is exactly the same thing. So this is what you need to know. Okay, using this same idea, we can rewrite the division of fraction as a over b over c over d. Now, the idea here is that we will try to get rid of the denominator for each of the fraction. So what we want to do is we want to get rid of the b and we want to get rid of the d. Now, how are we going to do that? Now, so what we're going to do is try to get rid of the b and the d. Now, to get rid of the b, we can create an equivalent fraction. So we'll time top and bottom with b. Yeah, so that will create an equivalent fraction. Now, that is going to give you a over b time with b over c time with b over d. Now, you can cancel out the b at the top. And from that, you will get just a over c times b over d. The next step, we will cancel the d. So we'll rewrite it. We got a c times b over d. Now, we will try to cancel the d. So we're going to time with d, top and bottom. Now, that is going to give us a times d over. Now, at the bottom, we do the cancel down. So d cancel d. We have c times with b. Okay, so now we have a times d over c times b. Now we can break the thing apart. Now the commutative property allow us to swap the bottom. So that will become a times d over b times c. Now finally we can break them up. So that become, so we have a times d over b times C. We can break the thing up, become A over B times with D over C. Now you will see a match. So what we have now at the bottom, matching what with what we have here at the top. So you see, that show you why you flip the second fraction, then you time. So that is just a shortcut. Now, the truth is, if you don't do the shortcut, you have to go through the entire operation. All the things that I have shown you, you have to use equivalent fraction and go through so many operations to get to the end. So in order to make it quicker, they just give you the rule. You flip the second fraction, then you time. Now, most teachers will just say, oh, that's what you do. Now, some teachers will say, oh, C over D, you flip them up, become D over C, and they call that the reciprocal. And then they say, oh, yeah, you create the reciprocal, and then you time. But that doesn't explain anything. It doesn't mean anything. Now, by going through the entire proof, you see why they flip the second fraction in time, and that just gives you a shortcut, and that become a rule. And the rule, help you to get the answer quicker. That's all. So I think it's just, being lazy, that they don't really show you about this sort of thing. Now, a student at year 5 and 6 can understand this because you have learned about the equivalent fractions. And this is exactly how the whole thing works.